You said in Game 7 that you had never seen a player have a 3-game stretch like Mikko Rantanen had. Have you ever seen a player have a 2-game stretch like he's just had?
We'll keep it going. Let's see how long he can run this for. He's rolling, and he's feeling it, and pretty impressive what he's doing. I mean, considering the opponent and the time of year and, how he's dominating games, really impressive. So, and I think it's the first time we won a Game 1 since 2019. I thought our group did a lot of good stuff. I mean, Otter made some huge saves down the stretch. PK was outstanding. Got a power play goal. Special teams again were great. So there's a lot of things there for us to build on.
Hey, Pete. You've been juggling him with a lot of different players. Obviously, he's on a hot streak. But Are you impressed with how well he's done? Because I think he scored and had a hand in 12 straight goals with just a myriad of different players. Yeah.
Well, like tonight, 2 of his goals were we double shifted him with Steele and Dodonov. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters to him who he's out there with. He's trying to make a difference when he's on that ice every time he's out there.
I was going to ask about the double shift. Is that a case that you had planned it all along, or is that a coach feeling the specialness of his moment right now?
Yeah. Well, I think, he's used to playing big minutes in Colorado with McKinnon. We've traditionally been a 4-line team, so he's taken a little bit of a haircut ice time-wise with us. But I've been trying to supplement that a little bit because he is used to getting more ice. And, it's a lot easier when he's going like he is now, obviously.
Both goals that you allow come off what look to be easily correctable mistakes. So when you walk out of a game like that, what does a game like that do to reinforce the game plan and have the players buy into the game plan?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And, we made some individual mistakes, but our team game, I thought, overall was pretty good. I liked a lot of the things. There's a formula in what we did tonight that I think can be successful, throughout the series, hopefully. So we just got to keep building on those things and eliminate some of the individual mistakes. But you're never going to, play a perfect game. And let's be honest. I mean, this is they're a fantastic home team, second best home team in the NHL. I don't think they've lost a home playoff game yet, right, till tonight. So, it's not going to be pretty, and they're not going to go down without a fight. And I thought we battled hard to the end.
Just with Jason Robertson coming back tonight, just wondered what you thought of his first game.
He did a good job for us. I mean, that's not easy jumping into this series when you've been sitting on the sidelines, and I thought he gave us some really solid minutes. I liked how physical he was. He won some board battles. He threw his body around a little bit. We kept his minutes at a pretty reasonable level for a first game, but he's just going to get better and better.
Have you ever been on a streak like this?
I don't think so, no. But, line mates, teammates are obviously helping me a lot on the ice, and such a deep lineup we have, so it doesn't really matter who you play with. And, it's I gotta thank the line mates and teammates.
Pete's been playing with pretty much everybody. Is that different than what you've done mostly in your career? Because it seems like you were on that same line for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's a little different, obviously. This team can really roll 4 lines, and last 2 games Pete has kind of thrown me in there, some double shifting, and I don't mind it if he wants to do that. I'm ready for it.
An adjustment at all? Doesn't seem to be, but I mean.
No, I think I'm in Colorado days played a lot big minutes, averaging above 20, sometimes 22 even. So I think obviously you get used to it, but I think it's better the way you can roll 4 lines. I think it pays dividends in the end of the playoffs.
Oh, I meant the different line mates.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, there's such a deep lineup, and there's so good players even in the 4th line. Daddy scored, like I said before, 20 goals this year, and he's in the forward line. So it's a deep lineup, so it doesn't really, it's not hard.
We've talked about all the Finns in the room, but what is it that allows you to just feel so comfortable in this group so quickly?
Yeah, I think the Finns help, obviously they're a good dear friend of mine, and I knew them from before even I came to Dallas. But all the guys, every rest of the team is a good friend of mine too, now. So they've been very welcoming and helping me a lot to settle in.
You're the first player in almost 40 years to score hat tricks in back-to-back games, and the third overall in the league. I mean, how do you just wrap your head around getting hat tricks in those 2 back-to-back games?
Yeah, it's sometimes it goes that way. Even the third goal goes off them and goes 5-hole. Those sometimes when you're doing or when you're going through a tough stretch, you feel like you could only pray for those, and those never come. So it's sometimes it's up and downs in hockey, and now it's going well individually and as a team, but it's important in the playoffs, like I've said before. If you win or you have a good game, never get too high. Just you gotta reset, enjoy for 5 minutes after the game, and then reset.
Winnipeg had the expected push, and just what do you think about it, especially down the stretch there?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I think we played good 2 periods, and then they were pushing really hard in the third, and we kind of sit back maybe too much. I think we talked about trying to be aggressive, but they're obviously a really good team. They were pushing, so we were kind of on our heels, but Otter was the difference maker in the third.
Nice save by Lundell there at the end.
Yeah, he's a crazy good defensive defenseman. He's just always in the right spot with his stick and body, and I'm glad to be on his side.
I mean, we won the game. It feels great.
But personally, it's the first one for you in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I thought I just try to get my feet wet, not make any big mistakes. Just try to keep it simple and just keep building on it.
Was that your team also strategy? It seemed like you guys played a very smart game.
Yeah, I mean, game 1 on the road, you don't want to try to feed their offense with lazy plays. They kind of learned that in that series against Colorado. Watching it, being in those meetings was a big emphasis. So I thought we played pretty disciplined. Other than, not talking about the penalties, but discipline in our game, and that's a good recipe.
You were a big fan of the game, of stats, of all that kind of stuff. What do you think about Mikko? I think he scored had a hand in 12 straight goals. Just unheard of in the playoffs.
Yeah, 12 straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
And I don't think it's ever been done.
There you go. We'll take it. But, I'm sure once we get some, I'm coming back in the lineup, hopefully we'll get Miriam back in the lineup. Everything else will start to build, and other lines will. I think everyone's playing great. Everyone's getting opportunities, chances. He's a premier player, so he gets he gets good bounces, and I'm sure everyone else will get good bounces too. So he's working hard. Everyone else is working hard, and I'm sure everyone in here is itching to take the load off him. But we're happy to take his performances, and we'll just find ways to win.
How would you describe Ottinger, especially late there when he's getting swarmed?
I think composed. That's a big word. Doesn't lose his cool. Even when he's on his back, I think he has that cool as a cucumber type thing. Just settle down, get back to his net, reset, and keep the puck out of the net. So, he's super experienced. I don't know how many playoff games. It's got to be 54 playoff games. I think this is his first Game 1 win, so that's pretty exciting. But he's so prepared for every moment, and we're going to need that in the playoffs. We want to be up a couple goals at the end of the games, and we can go in those situations knowing we have the best at it.
What was it like for you to have that injury happen in Game 82, a game that didn't really matter, and just have to watch that whole first round?
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating. It was one of those things that just happened. I've never been injured in a long time. I had that thing over the summer, but I didn't miss any games, and certainly didn't miss any playoff games. especially when you're building into the playoffs. So it was definitely tough, but I knew I had to work hard in the gym, try to get back as quick as I can, and these guys did their job and gave me a chance to play. So I just got to keep building off this game and try to improve some aspects and get on a roll.
You mentioned the game one. How nice is it to end that skid? And this isn't an easy building to do it in, and how you guys were able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we're not really familiar with. Honestly, we're not really familiar with in game one. So since I've been here in 4 years since the bubble, so we've never had that mentality going to game two. We're up a game and we got to take control because we know there's going to be pushback. We're normally the team pushing back and trying to even the series. So I think it's a big mindset in our room. We got a lot of veterans in here who've done it, over 5 years ago. So they're going to lead us. Coaches are going to prepare us because we have an opportunity here to get both. So we're going to expect their best in game two, and like you said, it's a hard building to win in. So to get two, it's going to take all of us and a big performance.
One, how big was that? Was that something you guys emphasized?
For sure, yeah. We wanted to get one. I think it's been like 8 series or something. So it's we wanted to get out ahead and steal one on the road. So yeah, I love the way we played.
You guys have been a good road team all year. They're a fantastic home team. How hard was it to come in here and win a game in this building?
Yeah, it's never easy, especially here, especially against this team. Like I said, we wanted to get out ahead early, and I thought we had a great start, and just love the way we played for the most part. It's not perfect, but it's a great game one on the road.
Last few games you found yourself in shifts with Mikko Rantanen, just the way that Pete's juggling that. How is that? I mean, obviously he's in a very hot streak right now.
Yeah, it's a treat. He's one of the best players in the world, and he's he's on fire right now. So we're just trying to get him the puck, but he makes a lot of responsible plays too, and he's easy to play with. So it's been a treat.
This has been a team that's been kind of more a by committee approach. What is it like to see someone like him just kind of take over a game in the way that he has?
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen much like it. I mean, I don't know how many points he's had over the last little bit, but he's, like you said, he can take over games, and there's not many players in the league that can do that, and we're happy to have him.
They said he had a hand in the last 12 straight, which I think is a record for the playoffs. It is weird. I mean, we're just up there watching, going like, nobody's ever seen anything like this before.
Seen what? Sorry, I missed that.
That Mikko has had a hand in the last 12 straight goals.
Oh, wow.
Which would be kind of a big deal.
That's unbelievable. I mean, there's not much to say about that. It's unbelievable.
What kind of a dynamic has he brought in the room as far as personality, just the way he's kind of fallen in here?
He's fallen in great. Obviously, we have a lot of Finns, so he fit right in. He knew those guys from before, but he's it's cool to see his approach, how intense he is, and how he comes in every day and works. You'll see him after practice just working on little things. So it's easy to see why he is the player he is.
How was it to play at the whiteout here in Winnipeg?
It was interesting. I mean, it's a loud building. It's a passionate fan base. It's always looked cool on TV. So to see it firsthand, it's a cool atmosphere. But we tried our best to limit the crowd's momentum because they can definitely play a part in the game.